What's up, guys? Cory again with another episode of Quarantine with Cory. Now, tonight we got 3 minutes on how to live without fear and worry. 3 minutes starting now. So, I don't necessarily think that the goal is to live without fear. I don't know if it's exactly possible to live without fear, but it is possible to get to a point that fear doesn't control you, that fear doesn't drive your motivations, that you flip the script and are able to use those things as motivation. See, fear is one of those things that naturally we want to turn and run from. We want to hide from it, right? Fear, being afraid of something, makes us not want to do something. But see, doing that actually makes that fear bigger and stronger. By not doing it, those thoughts in our mind of what it could be, what it might be, get bigger and stronger. And the giant actually gets bigger and harder to conquer every time we turn and run, every time we try to not deal with it. The only way to deal with your fears is to literally turn around and face it head on, to go straight at it. And you might fail, it might be scary at first, but you got to keep going. That's the only way to get to a point where fear isn't controlling you. Like, for example, growing up, I was deathly afraid of flying in an airplane. Even though I had never actually flown in an airplane yet, I had determined that I would never fly. Like, I had all these dreams and goals of speaking all over, but I limited myself to only going places that I could drive because I was so terrified of flying. For over 20 years, that fear controlled me. But then a few years ago, I was forced to fly for this whatever circumstances. I'm not going to get into that right now for the sake of time, but I was forced to fly. And I was terrified, but I did it. I almost threw up, I almost passed out, but I got done. And afterwards, I was like, you know what? That wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be in my mind. And the next time, it was less scary. And the next time, even less. And the next time, less. And the next time, less. And now, I'm one of those people on the airplane that when somebody else is full of anxiety or worry or fear from flying, I'm able to offer them some advice and give them some comfort because I actually enjoy flying. I like the takeoffs and the landings. I enjoy it. I don't like the lines waiting in the airport, but I like the actual flying experience. But I never would have known that. I would still be controlled by my fear if I wouldn't have faced it. So what fears are in your life that you've been letting control you for way too long? I encourage you to figure out a way to turn and face those fears and find a way to take one step forward into your life, into what your life can be on the other side of those fears. And as far as worry goes, I know I'm out of time, but I have just made up my mind that now I'm not going to let worry control me. It used to control every decision I made. I used to be full of anxiety and fear and stress and all those things. But I determined, you know what? Worrying doesn't do me any good. I've decided that no matter what comes my way, I know that there's going to be a way through it. I know that I'm going to be able to figure it out. I might need some help, but I'm going to figure it out. So worrying and stressing about it before it even happens isn't worth my time. So turn and face your fears head on. And guys, know that no matter what happens in your life, no matter what comes your way, know that there's a way through it. So don't get caught up in worrying. Don't get caught up in all of those head games. Stay positive. Speak positive. Speak life.